Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to talk about the new features of Eldiron in version 0.84. It has been some time since the last version, but I worked on a lot of different things, and I will split up the videos about the new features because there are just too many for one video. If you are interested in creating classical RPGs like Ultima Online, Eldiron, Arena, Dungeon Master, this kind of thing, then you're at the right place because this is exactly what I want to achieve with Eldiron. Create retro RPGs with modern features. Okay, now in this video I want to talk about rigging, which is new in 0.84. And for this, I can show you quickly. We have here a small demo scene with some equipment. This is a character more or less naked. And then we just pick up stuff and it auto equips these items directly. For example, the shirt, the staff, helmet, you take a shield and the shoulder guards. And what you can see that is that the items, when they get auto equipped, change colors and they attach themselves to the white slots on the character. And this is very powerful. When you think, for example, about Ultima Online, when I started playing Ultima Online, how amazed I was when everything you put on, every gear, every weapon was really visible on the character. I mean, that for the time it was really amazing. And I think that it doesn't really matter how the graphics look. It's more that the graphics are believable and realistic in a given world, and people expect that the character changes appearance when you pick up stuff and equip it. And this is, creating tiles to do all that is a huge amount of work. Whoever tried to come up with a tile system which can equip equipment and gear and whatever, you know how hard it is and how much work because you have to put on you have to make tiles to every possibility. And with Eldiron, now in this new version, you have the possibility to do that by itself or on yourself with character based rigging. So when you go to the human character here, we see that we have it's more or less the same as working with a map. You have the line depth tool, with which you can create polygons, which we call sector, which we can select here with the sector tool. And when we select the sector, we can move it around and so on. So this is the same how we do the character model here. Which is very simple, and I'm not an artist. So I did this in like in 20 minutes or 10 minutes even. And I'm sure that people can do much better models. And when we select a given sector on the model, you see two things. First, it has a node graph attached. The node graph tells the system how to pixelize the sector. And here on this character, you can see that all sectors share the same node graph because all other node graphs, they are colored in turquoise, which indicates that they have the same node graph as the selected sector here. Okay, now when you have the node graph, which normally you just go create a graph and then you apply it to the geometry, if it's a line depth or a sector. So we did that already here. And then you can just, for example, here's a gradient which fades in with a differing from the outside to the inside, which makes it a bit more pixelated in the live. And when we change the color here, you can see that the character model changes too. Now, when we select here the left leg and the right leg, you see that these sectors are named right leg and left leg. And that has a reason, because you can indicate on the items if they want to colorize sectors on the character. So for example, when we go to the sector here and look at the trousers, and you see there's a white trousers, it has its own model, but this model does not get applied to the character model. Instead, we can have a look here at the data tool and we say, okay, the name of this item is trousers, the color is white, and the slot is legs, and the color targets is left leg and right leg. So that tells Eldiron to override the colors for these sector targets here, or color targets, when this item is equipped in the leg slot. So very easy. So you can see, you go on here, you take the stuff, you take the trousers, you have the new color here on the character brick. Now, the next step is to attach geometry. Let's say we have this child here, child, and shield. This shield here, sorry, what my English, this shield here, and when we select it, it has two gradients, one for the outside and then one gradient for the inside here to make this inner circle. This is done by the distance offset. The second gradient just has an offset. And when we look at the data tool for that item, it says the slot is offhand. That means that when this item gets installed in the offhand, it looks for a line def on the character, which is here, which is called offhand. So for geometry overrides, you always do that on a line def, not on a sector. And this has a reason, because first you take the middle of the line def, and then you also have rotation, because it's based on 2 points. So the item equipped into that slot, it can rotate according to the rotation of that line def. Yeah, and this is actually nearly everything you have to know. I mean, you override. Now, there's actually one more case. For example, here's a shoulder guard, which is a very easy, model. Yeah, it gets attached to two shoulders, left shoulder and right shoulder, not to a slot, but to two line defs. And to be able to support that, we have a different system for this. We don't equip this to the slot name, but we equip this to the geo targets. So not to the shoulder itself, but to left shoulder and right shoulder. This enables the geometry for the shoulder guard to install it on two simultaneously. So you could use it also for boots and for shoes and this kind of stuff. And another thing is that here the stuff, this is actually only a line def. So we can also do that for line defs. Yeah? So when we select it, you see we have this geometry with a color, not a gradient, just a color, because it's just too small to have a gradient on it. And it's the same thing. The line def gets attached to the main hand, and when we play it, you take all that stuff, and it all gets auto-attached. Now you see that this character is animated, and the animation the equipped items follow the animation. And this is because we have here the possibilities to animate things on states. So we have a base state, which is the base state. Then we have the idle one state, which is the same state as the base state, just to have a start of that. And then we have two states which define the animation. It's like a small walking kind of thing. So animation is right now a little bit not yet really worked out. So you can only add new states, and currently only the idle animation is supported. So in the future you can also use walking animations and running or taking something or casting a spell. This will come later because this is currently not yet in the system. Yeah, so you can rig your characters. That means every item you have in your game will have when equipped, an impact on the character or on your whatever character that is. And you can also have a look how it looks in 3D. So this is the first person view here of that item. It's not too bad for something we created really quickly. And of course, you can also look at in the isometric view. And yeah, looking good. And this is the system for this character and item creation is very similar to the materials system. So here, when you look at the materials used for the scene, they are all auto-created inside Eldiron too. So when you go to the materials, you see that this is just sectors which have a gradient on it, and that's it. And there's only one difference here is that materials are tileable. So for example, if we drag this vertex here of that thing over here, you can see that it goes out here and it comes back in here. So materials auto tile. So sector and line depth on materials tile. And this is convenient to create tileable materials which look good when they are a bit more, when you have a large amount of materials on your walls or floors, that they look more believable because they are tiling. And this is actually also used here for this material. For example, this one, you see, it goes out here. It goes out to the right, it comes back into the in, and I have put this on the edges so to make it more realistic. And also you have two slots here for the geometry for the sectors. One slot for the color inside and one slot for outside of the shape. And here is a glow effect on it. So you see this glow is applied to the outside of this circle, which makes it also look good. Okay, this is a quick introduction to rigging and characters in the new Eldiron version. If you're interested in creating RPGs like Eldiron, subscribe and like the video. It helps me a lot to get some attention. And I will do some more videos about terrain, which is new, and some other new things in Eldiron version 0.8. Okay, thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Hi, this is Marcus. I am working on Eldiron. Eldiron is a creator for classical RPGs of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. It aims to be able to create games in the spirit of Ultima, Dungeon Master, Elder Scrolls Arena. If you like these games as much as I did and do, please consider joining my Patreon to support my work on Eldiron. Thank you.